right, here at UFC 162 and the Fan Expo at the Mandalay Bay. What a great event, great time we're having here today, and a perfect way to end our day. The boss, Dana White, joining us here on the Power MMA show. It's good to talk to you. I know how busy you are this weekend, but this is your baby. Every time you come to this expo, you must just get chills.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's, you know, back when I was a kid, I was a huge boxing fan, and I used to go down to Foxwoods Casino. They'd set up this ballroom, and they'd have, like, you know, tables and chairs, and they'd have old fighters. I got like a 1957 Sports Illustrated signed by Carmen Basilio. You know, I met Jake LaMotta, I met Leon Spinks, and so after, you know, we bought this company, I was like, imagine if we could do something like that, but even bigger with, you know, all the sponsors and clothing and gear and all this other stuff, and we did it, man. We turned this thing into, we're in 175 countries, 23 different languages, and over 1 billion homes worldwide on television. And when you walk around this expo, there's people from South America, there's people from Brazil, there's people from Europe, people from Australia, Asia, people from all over the world. This is truly International Fight Week, and that's what I love. The craziest fight fans from all over the world get to come here, and we got like 86 fighters here. It couldn't be cooler.
And the interesting thing is, of course, everybody starts with a business plan. Everybody knows the story with what you did with the Fertitta brothers. But I mean, even in your wildest dreams, as a guy who was shooting for the stars, did you ever think all these countries? I mean, somewhere in your mind, you must have thought, okay, we could blow this thing up that big. But when it actually happens, it's got to be unbelievable.
Well, anybody who remembers me saying, you know, 10, 11 years ago, this is going to be the biggest sport in the world, then they thought I was a lunatic. Not so much now.
They probably still think you're a lunatic, but a smart one, right? Because you almost have to be a lunatic to be in this business, don't you?
Yes, you do. That is a very good point, my friend.
Dana White here on the Power MMA show, and obviously we do the show with Bader and Simpson, and these guys are up here busy. So many fighters here this weekend, so many guys here signing, so many people meeting the fans, and the one thing that I love about this sport more than anything is the accessibility. You go and you talk to everybody, the fighters, Bruce, Goldie, Rogan. You guys have been there from the beginning. You guys don't turn anybody down. You say hello to almost every fan you see, and I think that really is what sets you apart more than anything as an organization compared to other sports. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I was that guy. You know, many years ago, I was the guy who felt that way and was so passionate about boxing, and I loved the sport so much. And I think it's cool to let people in. You know, why would we not? Look at there's like 60,000 people here this weekend who love this stuff just as much as we do. Why would I not want to meet those people? Why would I not want to talk to them? Why would I not want to hang out with them? I never understood that. Whether you were an athlete or an actor or a musician, those are your fans. Those are the people that love what you do as much as you do. You should want to embrace and meet those people.
No question, and I hear through the grapevine that sometime in the near future there might be something headed down our way to Arizona, maybe an event down there?
Yeah, well I was thinking about this year about bringing an event down to Arizona. It didn't work, but yeah, we'll do a fight night down there.
A lot of fun, so many great fighters in Arizona, guys with ties to ASU and champions like Benson, who's here. Dana White here on the Power MMA show. Let's talk about this particular card, though. Anderson Silva, obviously, maybe the biggest legend in the history of the sport, but Weidman is a beast, and we've talked all week about it. What are your thoughts going into this fight for both those guys?
Well, the experts, and I call the fighters the experts, a lot of them think that, you know, Weidman's going to beat him. Anderson Silva is the greatest of all time. He does things to people that other people can't do. He's broke every record in UFC history. But, you know, the one question in everybody's mind is he's 38 years old. At what point does a guy show up and look 38? He hasn't yet. And if he doesn't show up and look 38 tomorrow, it's going to be a tall order for Weidman. The other thing is the odds makers here in Vegas for the first time have the fight closer than an Anderson Silva fight has ever been.
Dana White here on the Power MMA show, and so much looking ahead with the launch of the new network and so many fight cards more than ever coming up here toward the end of the summer and into the fall. It never stops, but the growth just continues to amaze me. So many big events coming up and so much talk about super fights. How do you see the rest of this year going?
As long as everybody stays healthy, the rest of this year is going to kick ass. We got a lot of great fights planned. You know, obviously I'm excited about the launch of Fox Sports 1. For us, we have had a lot of great TV deals in the past, but to finally be on a sports network means the world to me. So it's going to be a great year, provided everybody stays healthy.
All right, last one for Dana White here on the Power MMA show at the UFC Fan Expo. When you look at what you do every day, there's so much that goes into it. Other than the actual fights themselves, because that's a gimme, what's your favorite part of your job?
The weigh-ins. The weigh-ins of the fights are my favorite part of the job. But I enjoy, you know, building this business, building this sport, and it's just what I love to do. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. Is it long hours? Is it exhausting? Is it a pain in the ass sometimes? Do I have to deal with idiots sometimes and stupid shit that shouldn't be happening? Yes, I have to deal with all that stuff, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
Well, hopefully this wasn't some of the stupid shit and I'm not one of those idiots.
No, you're not.
Dana White here on the Power MMA Show. Thank you very much. Congratulations as always.
Pleasure.